Hello, guys. Today I'm going to read you a book about sharing. Mom makes a dozen of cookies for her two children, and a dozen is 12. That's 12 cookies for her two children. Then I want you to listen carefully how the children, when they share the cookies with their friend, what ends up happening. Take close attention. This is the story. The title is The Doorbell Rang. And this book is by Pat Hutchins. It says, "I've made some cookies for tea," said Ma. "Good," said Victoria and Sam. "We're starving." "Share them between yourselves," said Ma. "I made plenty." "That's 6 each," said Sam and Victoria. "They look as good as Grandma," said Victoria. "They smell as good as Grandma," said Sam. "No one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma, and the doorbell rang. It was Tom and Hannah from next door. "Come in," said Ma. "You can share the cookies." It's Tom and Hannah. "That's 3 each," said Sam and Victoria. "They smell as good as Grandma," said Tom. "They look as good as Grandma," said Hannah. "No one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma as the doorbell rang. It was Peter and his little brother. "Come in," said Ma. "You can share the cookies." There's Peter and his little brother. "That's 2 each," said Victoria and Sam. "They look as good as your grandma's," said Peter. "You and they smell good too." "Nobody makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma as the doorbell rang. It was Joy and Simon, and they were with their 4 cousins.
Our communities need help never before. And Wells Fargo employees are assisting
That's 6 more people.
across America through fee waivers and payment deferrals. Helping people stay in their homes through mortgage payment relief.
"That's 1 each," said Sam and Victoria. "They smell as good as your grandma's," said Joy. "And they look as good," said Simon. "No one makes cookies like Grandma," said Ma as the doorbell rang. And rang. "Oh dear," said Ma as the children stared at the cookies on their plate. "Perhaps you'd better eat them before we open the door." "Well, we'll wait," said Sam.
What's different about fiber fusion? It's the only gummy with clinically proven absorption. So good stuff. Really sticks. And they're irresistibly tasty too. Fiber fusion.
It was Grandma with an enormous tray of cookies. "How nice to have so many friends to share them with," said Grandma. It's a good thing I made a lot. And no one makes cookies like Grandma, said Ma, as the doorbell rang. The end. That doorbell kept ringing and ringing and ringing, and more friends kept coming over, so the kids have to keep sharing. I wonder if you would share your cookies with your friends as the doorbell rang. Hope you enjoyed the story.